Hi everyone, this is Aishwarya, Assistant Professor of King's College of Engineering, Department of Civil Engineering. So now we are going to see the topic septic tank and grey water harvesting. So what is meant by septic? It refers to anaerobic bacterial environment that develops in tank that decomposes or mineralizes the waste discharged into the tank. So let us see what is the working of septic tank. Before that, what is meant by septic tank? Septic tank is defined as a primary sedimentation tank with longer detention time, nearly 12 to 36 hours against the period of 2 hours in an ordinary sedimentation tank, with extra provision for digestion of settled sludges, since the digestion of settled sludge is carried out by anaerobic decomposition process. The septic tank units is generally classified under anaerobic decomposition of settled sludges, and the foul gases will evolve in the tank, and as much septic tank will be completely covered with tank provided with high vent shaft for escape of foul gases. So now let us see what is the working of septic tank. Septic tank is a sludge digestion cum sedimentation with large detention time. Usually it is suitable for the population nearby 300. It is situated under the ground, made of concretes, brick masonry, fiberglass or polyethylene, etc. So it is allowed to flow into the tank, and with the extra provision of oil and grease floats on the top surface, which is also called as scum. So the compartments will be made up of T-shaped outlets and inlets in order to prevent the backflow of the waste effluents. This effluents then exit into the drain field if it exceeds the overall capacity of the tank. Finally, the wastewater percolates into the soil through soak pits. So naturally it removes the harmful E. coli, bacteria and viruses and other nutrients. So this is a simple typical diagram of septic tank. So let us have a look on this. So from left side, this pipeline is known as inlet pipe. So it is considered as inlet from houses, and this pipes is made up of T-shaped section. So why is if the water enters into the tank, for example, if this scum layer may tries to go out again. So in order to avoid this, these pipelines are made up of T-shaped one, and next inside this layer we have first at the top is scum layer. Scum is nothing but it is made up of grease, oil and floating matters, and next thing is blue color indicates liquid effluents. It is nothing but the liquid matter, and last thing is sludge layer. It is decomposed format, and next thing is this line is indicating the baffle walls. Baffle wall another role is similar to T-shaped section of pipelines. So it will allow the liquid effluents in order to pass through outlet pipelines. So here we have covers. This one is called as manhole cover. This is top roof cover. This might be usually made up of RCC, and again the outlet pipes will be made up of T sections. So we already discussed why the inlet pipes are made up of T sections, because in order to avoid the backflow, so all the septic tanks will have opening for the waste to enter into the tank and another for the waste to exit of the tank. This entrance is called as the inlet pipe. Inside the tank there will be a PVC T-shaped fitting consisting short sections of horizontal piping leading into slightly longer vertical sections of pipe that opens on both top and the bottom. So next thing is outlet of the pipe, so which is used to move the effluent into outside. If it exceeds the scum layer, that is, this one is called as sewage line. If it exceeds, the liquid will flow out through this pipe. Next thing is scum layer. scum layer is nothing but oil or grease. It may be, it usually floats at the top section. If we are not removing this properly, it will surely clog this inlet and outlet pipes. So this must be maintained periodically. So last layer is sludge layer. Sludge layer is heavier waste solids that are settled at the bottom section of the septic tank. This decomposed process takes place continuously by the action of anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria means the bacteria which can live and grow without the presence of air. So this decomposition takes place by breakdown of sludge matters and resulting in waste residue. This residue will be cleaned periodically. So next thing is design of septic tank. Design of septic tank, here the first thing is detention time. Detention time here we are assuming 12 to 36 hours. The common value is assumed as 24 hours. And next thing is sewage flow. The sewage flow is measured in terms of liters per capita per day, that is 90 to 150 for known population, and the total discharge, using this we can able to find the discharge, and volume is calculated using this formula, that is V is equal to Q into T, and depth is always assumed as 1 to 2 meter, and then surface area is calculated by volume divided by depth. And last thing is assuming length by breadth ratio is lying between 2 to 4, length and breadth can be fixed. So let's see what are the advantages of septic tank. So first thing is it is easy to construct, there is no maintenance problem, and then similarly cost of construction is low. Effluent can be discharged without any troubles. It is suitable for isolated community. Very little attention and skilled attention is needed. Likewise, disadvantages of septic tank is, if septic tank is not properly functioning, then the effluent will make more problems like foul smell and then breedings likewise. And next thing is leakages of gases at the top cover of septic tank may cause bad smell and environmental pollutions. And third thing is periodical cleaning, which will be a tedious process. And next thing is unpredictable functioning, and size required is larger for larger communities, and then effluent of the septic tank will be containing higher BOD, so the treatment will be higher. And another problem is mosquito nuisance and then groundwater contaminations. So let us see the next topic, on-site sanitation. On-site sanitation is defined as a sanitation system in which the human waste and wastewaters are collected, stored or treated on the plot where it is generated. So for example, pit latrines, there is no treatment for this pit latrines, and then septic tanks. On-site sanitation are often connected to fecal sludge management systems, whereas fecal sludge that is generated on-site sanitation is treated at off-site locations. So what are the requirements for on-site sanitation are adequate space for locating toilets and leach pits, and next thing is porous subsoil in order to absorb the liquid, and then groundwater must be located under the depth more than 1.5 meter from the ground level. So what are the advantages of on-site sanitations are, it is easy to construct, operate and maintenance, and less expensive in order to install and maintain. And last thing is surface water pollution is eliminated. So disadvantages are, it is not suitable for rock areas, and then high water table conditions, possibilities of pathogen leaching into groundwater and contaminating it. And next thing is, in densely populated like urban areas, crucial groundwater resources can be contaminated. So the technologies we are using here is pit latrines, ventilated improved pit latrines, composting toilets, and ecological sanitation. So next topic is grey water harvesting. So grey water harvesting is nothing but the sullage of wastewater generated from household or office buildings or from streams without any fecal contaminations. By the definition itself, the grey water is generally defined as the water which comes from showers, baths, or that is wash basins, and then washing machines. This water will not make much bad odor, so this can be easily recycled thing. So this is called as grey water, and this treatment will be much easier while comparing to the municipal wastewater, and it can be reused easily. So the typical applications of grey water are reusing in toilet flushing, and then irrigations and other non-potable uses. So look at this picture. So here this tank contains clean and clear water. So this water is connected to sink and then water purifier, bathrooms, and then laundries. So the wastewater which are created using this things are collected as a grey water. So the water which are collected from this particular that is things are collected in tanks. So these tanks are again recycled and then stored for reusing, like toilets, floor washing, car washing, gardening, and again this water can be sent to the sewage. So what are the ecological benefits of using grey water harvesting are? It reduces fresh water extraction from rivers and aquifers. That is, it reduces the resource of water usage, and then less environmental impacts from septic tank and water treatment plants, because it reuses the water. Therefore, the value of influent of septic tank and grey water treatment plants will be reduced. And then next thing is, it reduces the energy use and chemical pollutions from water treatments. And finally, the groundwater recharge and reclamation of nutrients. Thank you.